Okay. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, Rowan.
All right, so let's talk about your jack-o'-lantern lesson and emotions. All right, how did you think you did?
It was not the strongest lesson I've ever done. I planned and I connected, and even though it went well, I felt the kinks in it.
Okay.
And the kinks came from the technology, because usually I just go based on what I know. So I was working with something that I'd just gotten into the classroom and working. So I'd just gotten it working the day before, the DocCam. And so we were trying to just figure out the best way to get the light to work with it. Because we were doing the project on black construction paper.
Yes.
After that, it got better. But overall, this day in general was just a very hectic day for the kids. And an art project just it wasn't enough structure for what they needed on this certain day.
Yeah. And so if you had to do something different next time, what would it be?
I would hold off on this particular project until a day when they were just a little more calm.
Okay, that's a good reflection, and I feel like that would have maybe made the lesson go smoother, or giving them smaller chunks of what they can handle when you know that they're kind of going a little hyper that day. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go through the different points of the rubric, and we'll talk about it. So. Adjustments to the lesson plans. Did the candidate make adjustments to lesson plans as needed to support student learning? I had a question about the song at the beginning. Was that just kind of to get them settled down, or was that part of the lesson? Okay.
To get everybody, because I think right before that, they were taking a break.
Okay.
Getting water and stuff, so that was resettling in and getting them on the floor and ready.
And I wrote that was a great way to get their attention and get their jitters out, and I feel like that was a good way to start off your lesson to make sure that everyone was back in the circle. But yeah, so I mean, I feel like now that you look back on the lesson, you could probably make more adjustments based on what you see. And as you said before, if you had done this again, you would change that. You would change a little bit of the lesson to suit their needs. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So the next one was evidence-based instructional strategies. Did the candidate use evidence-based instructional strategies, resources, and technology effectively in lesson planning? I said yes, you did use the DocCam, which I could tell was the first time for some of your students that saw the DocCam.
I'm very interested in my hands.
Yeah, but this is great because they're able to see what you can do and step by step, and the jack-o'-lantern space and the different steps that you did with that. So I thought that was helpful for them to see that, and they'll get used to that. And technology problems happen all the time. It's not just with your first time using it, it's with your millionth time using it, something will pop up. So it's good that you didn't let that just kind of get you out of focus or throw you off. So that's good. The next step was planning instruction. Did the candidate create lessons based on students' prior knowledge, interests, and learning preferences? And I said that yes, you kept referencing things that they had done before, with emotion, and discussing with them prior to the actual lesson, especially in the beginning. And that will help them access their prior knowledge and give them something to reference during the lesson. So that's what I said for that. Did you have anything to add to that one?
Something that's not on video that I added towards the end, and I might consider differentiation towards my higher students that finished quickly and had done a very nice job. We also connected our learning to what we were learning that week, which was hygiene and tooth health.
Yes.
I had the kids make a nice big set of teeth for their jack-o'-lantern. So I gave them strips of white paper.
Yeah.
And so it looks like all these little jack-o'-lanterns with dentures in. But we talked about how I want to have a sparkly smile for Halloween.
Great.
So it was connecting that knowledge for the kids who finished early.
Yeah, and that's good. When you make those connections for them, it really helps it helps them to remember everything. It just makes it better for them, in general, the overall experience. I'm sorry.
It's not your
laughing. Okay, so are we still on?
Mhm.
Okay, so, sequence of learning experience. Did the candidate appropriately, sorry, they misspelled that, sequence learning experiences to help students learn the content? Yep, I said that. Okay, so sequencing of learning experience. Yes, I feel like I said, you started off with the song, you get everybody settled, and you started the lesson by asking them questions about what they did before, which shows that you're trying to gauge how much they remember and work from there. And I like that you walk them through the steps on how to create the face and asked for their input on it too. So like when you were like, what does a mouth look like? Or you had like a lot of questions about what
Prompts.
Yes, you had a lot of prompts. That's the word. So I felt like that was helpful, and that was a good way of sequencing the learning experiences, because then you could see like what they knew and what they didn't, and just kind of go from there.
Okay.
Questions about sequencing? All right. The last thing is creating learning experiences. Did the candidate use learning experiences appropriate to the content being taught? I said yes, it was very appropriate for this age, and it connects to what's going on around school this week with Halloween, and you're tying in emotions, and then the dentist with the teeth, which I thought was I don't think it's too much. I like when things are like all connected, because it just helps the students have a better overall learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I know from our conversation before this that this unit is very extensive, and it's not just this one-time lesson. It's like an immersive unit about pumpkins. So this was an awesome start. I liked it.
Thank you.
Yeah.